Okay, block 34 of the Tunisian Sampler Afghan is the hearts block, as you can see here. And it uses the 3 stitches, the knit stitch, the treble crochet, and the double crochet. To save time, I've done the first 4 rows. Your first row is your base row, or if you're attaching, like I am, to a previous block, here I'm attaching to the sashing, you do a simple stitch row, and then the next 3 rows, 2 through 4, you do knit stitch rows. So to save time, I've already done that. Okay, so the first row of the actual heart pattern itself, you start out with 3 knit stitches, and then we're going to do a treble crochet. We're going to skip the next post, which is this one right here. So we're going to go down here and we're going to go down 3 rows. So there's 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go into this. You're going to bring up, go through both loops of that stitch, yarn over, whoops, bring up a loop, and then yarn over, draw through 2 3 times. Then we're going to knit stitch 4 times. Yarn over and go back through the same post that we did the first treble crochet in, and draw through 2 3 times. When you're done with that V shape there, you should have 3 knit stitches in between the 2 treble crochets. Then, as you continue the pattern, of course, I'm only doing 1, so we're just going to go on this one. But with the pattern itself, you do 4 knit stitches and then repeat the pattern all the way across till you get to the end. I'll explain more about the spacing. Now, for all of the rows in this block, the second half of the row is the same for all of them. If you're doing individual blocks, you're going to do a chain 1 and then yarn over 2. If you're attaching, like I am, you just yarn over and draw through 2 all the way across the row till you're back down to 1 loop on your hook. Then, before we do the next section of this block, there'll be 2 rows of knit stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. So row 4 of the pattern, I've done the 2 rows of knit stitch, is to knit 4, then we're going to do a triple crochet going back through the post where the first one was done. Then we are going to do a double. We're skipping the next post. We should be right smack dab in the middle, basically the 5th stitch, and we're going to go down 2 instead of going down 3 like we would for a triple. And this is a double crochet, so you're only yarning over once, and then you draw through 2 twice. Then you're going to do a knit stitch in the stitch right above where you put that double crochet. You need to do a knit stitch there and a knit stitch in the next one. Then we're going to do a double crochet in the same spot we did the first one, And you can see at this point you have one knit stitch in between the two double crochets. Now we're going to do a treble crochet into the same spot where the second treble crochet in the row down below is. Okay. And when you start your knit stitches to go across to the next heart or to the end of the row, you need to catch the loop above where that triple crochet went in. And in my case, I'm just going to finish off the row. And there's your heart. It's a little wonky, but it works. Now, let's look at the spacing here. For me, it was 27 stitches in the row according to the pattern. Of course, I'm doing 36, so it just ended up being one more heart in the block for each row. So I essentially used the pattern as it stood, except that I added one more heart to it. Your first three rows, well, your first row is a simple stitch row, your second and third and fourth are knit stitch, then your fifth is the treble, then two knit, and then the last part is a treble back, a double forward, two knit stitches, a double back, a triple forward, and then your four, and you go on. Or excuse me, in this case you're going to do 6. Let me double check that real quick on my pattern. Pretty sure it was 6. Yes, 6. So in this row it's 4 between. In this row up here it will be 6 in between. So it's 4, 4, 4, 4 in between each of these. And here it's 6, do 2, and then 6 before you go on the next. And I went ahead and I did, followed their pattern for 3 knit stitches to start, and it worked out okay for me. So there you have it. That's the hearts block. Thanks for watching.